You guys are right at the heart of this presidential election, so we wanted to come and talk to you. I'm curious what you think about this election. Is this a big deal? What makes you ready for a change?
Cost of living.
I'm not very political. I'm about cultural issues. Some people are saying that the Amish could actually decide the election this year. Put that sticker on your lapel that says, I vote. Until you do, you don't have the right to say anything. Taking you on the road today with Dr. Phil Primetime. We have packed up the Merit TV bus and headed to Pennsylvania. Why? Because we want to talk to the swing state of Pennsylvania. People in the state could be the deciding factor for who's the next president of the United States. So we wanted to get out among them, talk to these people, see what they're thinking, see what they're feeling, what their questions are, what their concerns are. And boy, did we talk to a lot of people with an interesting point of view. One of our first stops in Pennsylvania, of course, involved food. We went to the Diener's Family Restaurant. Now, this is a generational business. This family has had this for a good long while, and it is a hot spot. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Great to meet
Good
you.
to meet you. So how's business?
Business has been awesome.
Really?
It's been really good.
That's good. How's the economy here?
Grocery prices, food prices, everything's up. Where we used to pay 75 cents a pound for chicken, now we're $1.65.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's more than doubled.
It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a great customer base. We have followings for years.
Yeah.
Years.
People grew up coming with their grandma, now they're bringing their kids in.
How do y'all feel about being so focused on for this election?
Our state, we just do our thing.
Yeah?
This community, especially Lancaster County, is a very faith-based community.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it takes a little different feel here.
We did early vote.
Yeah.
They got their votes all in, so
Yeah?
it's definitely, a lot of people are talking about it, but
Yeah. Is it changing? Is it the same way? Is it going to vote the same way it always has, this county? Is it Republican or Democrat?
this county's
This county's
Republican.
very conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stays that way?
Yes,
yeah.
it does.
It'll be that way this year, too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
More so, I do believe.
Yeah. Is that because it's faith-based?
I would say so.
Yeah, that drives it?
Yeah.
And a lot of small businesses. This community, we're made up of a lot
Yeah.
of small local businesses, family businesses. I mean, we're one of many generational businesses around
Yeah.
here that they've been around for 40,
Yeah.
50, 60 plus
Yeah.
years.
Do a lot of people vote early?
That's the trend this year.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say
How many people have voted already? Everybody's voted? Some of y'all? Okay. Yeah. Is the food good here? Yeah. Is the food good here? Yeah. All right. I wanted to get that on camera
There
for
you
you.
go. I appreciate it.
So how y'all doing? I'm Dr. Phil. What's your name?
Darlene.
Darlene. So what do you do?
I am caregiver of my mom,
Okay.
so we are just ready for a change.
So what makes you ready for a change?
What makes me ready for a change? Cost of food, gas, cost of living, all
Yeah.
around. It's
Really?
hard.
Yeah. So how about you guys? What do y'all think?
Well, we own a small business.
What's your name?
Donna.
Donna? Dr. Phil, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We own 2 ice cream shops, and 4 more years of Bidenomics would probably put us under.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gotten that tough?
Yeah. Looking forward to 4 years of Trump.
Yeah.
He's going to help us.
Anything worry you about Trump?
Not at all.
Yeah. How about you? Yeah. So I'm not very political. I'm about cultural issues. I'm curious what people want to change, to see change. And you talking about cost of things and you being out of business if you have 4 more years of this, that's what I'm interested in knowing. I want to tell people what's on everybody's minds. Have you voted?
Not yet, but I have my mail-in ballot coming.
You gonna?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Heidi.
Heidi, good to
Yeah.
meet you. Are these yours?
Yeah, these are my girls.
They look very much like you. Yeah, you can tell. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
What do you think about all the focus that you get here in Pennsylvania?
I think Pennsylvania's going to surprise everybody.
Really?
There's a lot of Amish voting.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And they usually don't vote, right?
There's a lot of them coming out this year.
Yeah, they're very into it this year.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? You think it's cost?
I think they're tired of the cost of living too.
We see the moral decline, so.
Yeah. What do you think will be the biggest difference besides cost?
Definitely shut that border.
Safety, I mean, for my kids and grandkids.
And
sure.
abortion too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think the border's a big deal?
I think it's a very big deal.
Yeah.
It's like probably one of the biggest.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like every town's a border town now, right? I've been to the border in Texas and Arizona both, and it's, until you see it, you don't realize how open it really is, because there's so much border exposed, and they're just not controlling it. It's really concerning.
Not a world like we used to know.
No, it's different. It's different. So, you think it'll change?
If Trump gets in, yes.
Yeah.
It will change.
It'll change. So, who do you think's going to win? You think he'll win?
Trump.
Yeah. Okay. They're going to take me inside. It's nice to meet you guys. You're very kind to take time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. How are y'all?
Good.
What's your name?
I'm Sadie.
You're Sadie. You must be Doris then.
And I am Doris, yes. Nice to
So,
meet you.
how long have y'all
Dr.
worked here?
You've been here. I've been here for years.
Oh, really? Long time, huh?
15, yeah, I've been here about 4 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this isn't our usual garb.
Yeah.
This is a waitress outfit, but yes, we just appreciate you and what you stand for and speaking up. And my husband
Well.
was at the town hall last night,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I had to work.
That was fun last night.
Yeah,
I was
he really enjoyed it.
It was interesting that people turned out the way they did. Do you think people are more involved now than they've been in the past?
Yeah.
Paying more attention?
Oh,
I think so, especially with 2020.
People in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When government starts shutting us down and infringing on our rights, that's what woke me up to start
Really?
getting involved more and just being more vocal and all. So I
It
think
got-
that really made a difference.
It got my attention too, and I said so at the time.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like it was really, they overstepped their bounds way too big, way too big.
So you saw that too. I mean,
Yeah, and I said so, and everybody said I was crazy.
yeah.
And then everything I said came true, and nobody came by and said, never mind.
Yeah, they didn't say, oh, you're right.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Can we get a picture with you?
you sure can.
Okay.
Let's do it. With the holidays around the corner, I've found the perfect gift to make your loved ones feel special: Cozy Earth. I'm wrapping my family in the ultimate comfort and sharing why you should too. A silent night starts with the right sheets. Cozy Earth bamboo sheet set turns everyday luxury into unparalleled comfort, making every night a serene escape. For holiday pajamas, Cozy Earth's women's bamboo pajama set and men's pajamas are stylish, super comfortable, and ideal for festive mornings or lazy evenings. So soft, they feel like wrapping yourself in a cloud. What sets Cozy Earth apart? Their temperature-regulating fabrics and 10-year warranty ensure these gifts last for many holidays to come. Wrap the ones you love in luxury with Cozy Earth. Head to cozyearth.com/Phil. Use my code PHIL for up to 40% off. That's right, up to 40% off. How amazing is that? Just go to cozyearth.com/Phil. And don't forget, if you get a post-purchase survey, say you heard about Cozy Earth from Dr. Phil podcast. How are you doing? What's your name?
Randy.
Randy, hi.
My wife Brenda.
How you doing? Good to see you. Can I sit down with y'all for a minute?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we didn't expect this today.
Well, it smells good in here. How's the
It's
food?
wonderful. It's
You
great.
can't beat food in Pennsylvania Dutch country.
Yeah, where are y'all from?
We're from Berwick, which is northeast of here.
Yeah.
About 2 hours north.
Yeah, what brings you down here?
Well, we come down to the Lancaster County area a lot. It's the food, it's the big thing, but some of the craftsmanship and just enjoying the countryside. We do a lot of
It's our
driving.
getaway.
So what kind of work do y'all do?
I'm a retired hospice nurse.
And I just recently retired as a school administrator.
Oh, is that right?
Elementary principal.
Yeah. So how do y'all feel about all the focus on Pennsylvania for this election.
It's a critical election, no question.
It is.
And I think every election is very important. Haven't missed an election voting for over 40 years.
Really?
I think this one is just a little bit different. I think as a nation, we're so divided and polarized. I think this is a critical election, and Pennsylvania certainly is in the center of it.
Man, it seems like as I've gone around and looked at the different, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, Georgia, this seems like Pennsylvania is the hot spot.
It is, yes.
It is.
It may determine the outcome.
It very well could, and it's a small number of undecided voters that are going to make the difference.
Yeah.
It's the get out to vote. Who's going to get the most people out to vote for their candidate?
How do you think Pennsylvania's going to turn this year? You think it's going to be Democrat or Republican?
Well, my belief is it'll be Republican.
You think so?
I think it's going to be close. I don't know if we'll know the day of the election. We may not know for a couple days after, but I do believe we'll be going Republican this year.
Will that make you happy?
That would make me happy, yes.
Would it make you happy?
It would.
Okay. So no trouble between you two on that.
But it is divisive. We have friends, we have family who think differently, and you just have to find a way to respect each other. I mean, we're a diverse nation, and this is our process, right?
I really feel like we've somehow or another we've lost the ability to disagree and still respect each other.
I agree.
You don't have to love everything about somebody to love that person. And,
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
and we've got to remember, we've got to find our way back to that.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I just wanted to say hello to you guys.
Thank you
It's
so
good
much.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You bet. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much.
I'm such
How are
a
you?
fan of yours.
Well, I'm so glad to hear
I
that.
would always watch your show.
Well, good. Are you watching on the new
I
network
didn't know
now?
about that, but I do now.
Well, I've been trying to tell everybody it's Merritt Street Media.
Well, I did the hashtag thing.
There you go. Yeah, we're really having fun. We've only been on 5 months now.
And is Robin doing it with
Oh
you?
yeah. We
I
were
think
on.
that's great, yeah.
Yeah, we were on CBS for 21 years, but now we've started our own network and all, so we've got our own news department, own everything.
It's
So
exciting.
it really is. We're having a ball,
I'm glad for
and it's
you.
going really well. So we're
I'm not surprised.
Very
I
very
feel like
excited
whatever
about
you
it.
did would be.
Yeah. So what brings you here?
I'm newly retired,
Oh yeah.
so life is good, sort of.
Yeah. What'd you do before?
I worked at a school in the business office.
Oh, okay.
So I have this free time now, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, how do you feel about Pennsylvania being so focused on?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And what's going on there is just shootings, and I'm embarrassed to tell people I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah. What's it going to take to change it?
I was just going to say, but I don't have the answer.
Well, I'm all about law enforcement, and I think we've got to support them. I think we've got to give them the funding to do it, and I think we just have to support them in everything that they do. And I think if we'll do that, there's so many people retiring from law enforcement now. There's so many people that are quitting and going to other jobs and stuff because they don't feel like they got the support.
They're sitting ducks.
They are, and there are some bad eggs, there's no question about it, but there's almost 1 million people in uniform every day enforcing the laws, and obviously a few people that don't do a good job that should have never had a gun and a badge to begin with, but most people really try to do a good job, and we just got to get their morale up and let them know we're behind them.
Right.
And that's what we need. We don't need any of this defunding talk, I can tell you that.
No.
So, well, thanks for saying hello.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you know about Merritt
fan,
now.
yeah.
Well,
And say
thank
hi to
you.
Robin.
I will say hello to Robin.
From Ginny, Philadelphia.
From Ginny in Philadelphia. I'll do it.
So right here, these are some longtime show fans.
Oh, wow. How you doing?
Very nice to meet
What's your name?
you. Sam and Sharon.
Good. Hi, Sherry. How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
Where are you guys from?
About 20 minutes out of Gettysburg.
Oh, really?
This is a great place to stop.
Well, I've talked to so many people that aren't from here that stop to come to this restaurant.
Yeah, it's a destination.
The food is really good, huh?
It is.
What is my favorite saying?
How's that working for you?
I say that all the time.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It's a wonderful question.
Boy, there's so much energy about this presidential election in Pennsylvania. I think you guys are going to pick the next president.
Could be.
That could very well happen.
How do you think Pennsylvania is going to go this year?
I'd like to say I had an opinion, but it's such a toss-up. I mean, I talk to so many people, and one person will be Kamala, the other one will be Trump, and I just really don't know.
I don't know either.
It tends to be a very conservative state, except for Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Other than that, it's a pretty conservative state, so I just don't know.
And big numbers in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, so that can drive everything. What's the biggest thing y'all think needs to change, if anything?
For me, the venomous nature of politics.
Oh boy.
It used to at least be once the presidential election was over, everyone basically got behind the new president and they moved on. I don't see that happening anymore. I see this anger, this visceral anger, continuing no matter who is elected, and that to me is very scary.
I really hope that we can find our way away from all the vitriol and all of that and get back to realizing you don't have to love everything about someone to love that person.
Sound familiar?
Yes.
You know, you just don't. And I try to tell people on the show, I try to say, look, I welcome both sides. We can have an intelligent discussion and let people make up their own mind. We just don't teach critical thinking anymore.
And that's one of the things we like about your show. You actually get people to talk. People who often would not have been talking to each other, or if they were, it was in attack mode.
Yeah.
And you bring them together to talk, and that's one of the things we like about it.
Yeah, and that's important to me. I see these elite universities, and they have all these people protesting for terrorist groups, and I'm thinking, who taught you? Did they not teach you to think critically and reason your way through things? And that's why I've had them on. I've had on these protesters for Hamas, and even though I think they're insane, but I treat them with dignity and respect and let them say what they have to say, and then let the other side say what they have to say. The reason I started Merritt Street Media, I was sitting with Robin at dinner in the kitchen one night, and I said, I was flipping from Fox to CNN to MSNBC and this, that, and the other. I said, how do you ever find out what went on? Everything is spin, spin, spin. The media is driving me crazy. Without even looking up, she said, well, you are the media. Why don't you do something about it? And she was exactly right. And that's when we decided to start the new network and try to do it. We have our own news department and everything. We decided, let's quit complaining and do it right. And that's what we're trying to do. It's based on faith, freedom, and family. We're going to talk about those things. And if it's factual, we'll report it and let people decide if it's good news or bad news.
I think that I really wish you the best with that, because it really is something we really need.
Thank you all for talking to me. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you so much.
Nice
I appreciate it. It's
nice
good
talk.
meeting both of y'all. Well, hello. How you doing?
Doug.
Good to meet you, Doug.
Sherry.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet y'all. Where are y'all from?
From Donegal, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. Where's that from here?
Up here, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
So what do you guys do?
I'm a retired physician assistant.
Uh-huh.
I've had a Vietnam veteran. I got a retirement for PTSD. Vietnam.
Yeah. How you doing with that?
Pretty good. I'm seeing a doctor and I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah, that's PTSD is something I focus on a lot.
He was a medic in Vietnam, so he saw a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to unsee some of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. Well, I'm glad that you're getting some help with that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you guys are Trump supporters based on your T-shirts.
Yeah, we are.
You think he's going to win?
I'm praying a lot. My knees are getting sore.
Well, I just think that it's important that we have a secure border. I think it's important that we have a strong economy, and I think it's important that we have transparency with what's going on. And I don't agree with everything that he says or does, but those key things I think are really important. And I hope we quit being so divided and not be so...
We come together.
Yeah, not be so angry with one another. I really hope that. Well, thank y'all for saying hello. Drive careful when you go home tonight.
Okay.
Thanks so much. You bet. Take care.
Hi, Dr. Phil.
See y'all.
How you doing?
Take care. Good to see you. We drove 2.5 hours just to come eat here.
Okay.
It's you got a wonderful business here.
I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for allowing us to come into your wonderful business here. And you've got such a following with your customer base here. I mean, really, people love this place and love you guys.
That's enough.
It's
an honor to host you.
it's great. So we'll see you again, I hope.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
sure.
Thanks so much. One of our stops was a real education for me. We happened on AAA buggy rides in Amish country, and Leroy agreed to give us a buggy ride and do what the Amish don't often do, and that is let us take our cameras along and listen to me talk with him. And look, the Amish aren't really big voters. They don't follow politics a lot. They don't get to the polls a lot. Now, he tells me that they don't get news, they don't have televisions, they don't listen to radio, that sometimes they get a weekly newspaper. So they have been following this, not as granularly as most people, but it is important to them. You're going to hear some really interesting things. It unlocks some of the mystery of the Amish community and also tells you why they think this year is one that they need to get out and go to the polls. Were you born right in this neck of the woods?
I was born about 12 miles north of here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, on a dairy farm. And of course, that farm is in the 5th and 6th generation.
So Amish don't like to be on camera much.
Some people just don't want to be on pictures, you know.
But there's nothing in the Amish religion about
Not
it.
really that, no. Not
Yeah.
really.
There's a lot of attention to this part of the country right now with this presidential election, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it sure is, yeah.
Do the Amish people vote?
Well, there's a lot of them do, but too many of them don't.
Why?
There's more and more doing it, you know. The younger people are doing more of it. We have our own schools, and they'd love to take that away from us.
They're trying to take the schools away?
Well, they'd like to.
And once they finish school, Amish school, do they go to university at all?
Oh, no, they don't. No, no.
And
No, they go through 8th grade, and that's all.
that's it,
then they,
8th grade.
Then they go to work.
8th grade?
Yeah, they go through 8th grade, then they go to work.
Why stop at 8th grade?
I guess we figure that's all we needed, you know.
That's all you need?
You know, most of them are farmers.
Some people are saying that the Amish could actually decide the election this year if you got out and voted. They could actually have an impact on the election? You think they realize that?
Oh, I think they do. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of them don't even get a newspaper, and they have no idea what's going on.
No idea what's going on.
A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's not a good idea, but there's a lot of them that don't.
Yeah, of course. No televisions or anything?
No.
No TV, radio?
No TV, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. How do the Amish people tend to vote? Do they vote one direction or another?
They do. They most always vote Republican.
Is that right? And why do the Amish tend to vote Republican instead of Democrat?
Well, we want to protect our freedom of religion and freedom of speech, and the more conservative, you know, the better for us, you know.
Yeah. What are the most important issues to you?
The most important, you know, to keep our freedom of religion and freedom of speech. We wouldn't believe in abortions or anything like that, you know.
Right.
So,
what do you think about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris?
you know, Trump is the man we need in there. We've had him in there for 4 years, and he's done a great job in there.
Yeah.
And look what happened the last 4 years.
What happened the last 4 years that was most troubling to the Amish?
They're using our tax money to do that, and
To do what?
To do abortions and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's a big issue with you guys, are the abortion
It
things.
sure is. Yeah. So that's why, you know, we vote mostly Republican, because they're by far the most conservative, you know. So yeah.
Do any of the Amish ever run for office or get involved in politics?
No, we don't.
Don't get involved in it?
No. No.
Do they campaign for anyone?
Yeah, we do somewhat. You know, among ourselves, we
Yeah.
try to get people to vote and so on.
So you don't have anybody that's voting for Kamala this time?
I hope not.
No? Does it bother anybody that Trump's been indicted 5 or 6 times? And
No, I don't think it really bothers anybody, but, you know, it's like somebody said, we're not voting for a minister, we're voting for a president, so.
yeah. Does it bother anybody that he paid money to a porn star or?
I don't really know how much of that's true, you know. I believe he did some stuff that he shouldn't have, but, you know, we'd all do that, you know, that all happens to all of us.
Right, right. Well, that was
All
really
right.
interesting. Thank you so
Well,
much.
yeah, you're quite welcome.
One of my favorite stops in Pennsylvania was at the Cherry Crest Adventure Farms. Now, they had a festival going on there, and they're open like every night, several months out of the year. And we pulled the bus in there and kind of had a little town hall meeting and got some real insight into how this is playing in this part of Pennsylvania. It's so good to see you guys. We have been in Pennsylvania for a couple days because you guys are right at the heart of this presidential elections, and we're just interested in what you guys think. So that's what we're here for. I absolutely love this part of the country. I haven't been here before, so I understand the charm. It's great. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys stopping to say hello. So what do you guys think about all of this? I'm curious what you think about this election. Is this a big deal? Is this year bigger than usual? Is it a bigger deal? It feels like it to me, so I was just curious what you guys think. Raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone right here.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Okay, Katie?
What advice do you have for a house that is politically divided?
So who's who? Who's on which side?
I'm a Democrat and he is a Republican.
Yeah. Do you guys talk about it?
We argue about it.
You argue about it. What's your biggest difference?
Well, a woman's right to do what they want with their body. And the economy, yes.
And what's your biggest point?
Same.
Those are the two things you argue about.
I think that with Donald Trump, we are going to be taxed more, and he thinks that we are not. He thinks Donald Trump will fix the economy, and I think he will not. And I know everyone thinks that Harris is in office now, but how much do you really think the vice president is doing?
And what do you have to say?
Donald Trump was our president for 4 years. Our economy was great during his presidential election. And I believe that he's going to bring that back in the next 4 years.
And I think Donald Trump came into a good economy with Obama.
Okay. All right. Does this create friction between you two?
At times, yes, it does.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I never thought it would matter until this election, I think, yeah. I mean, we still love each other, but yeah, it matters to us.
Well, you heard what she said. She said, we still love each other, but. But means forget what I just said. Now I'm going to tell you what I really think. That's a dangerous word, but listen, I think this is an important election. I hear people saying you should get out and vote, and I disagree with that. I think you should get out and make an informed vote. Don't just get out and vote. I think that's dangerous. If you can't figure out why you're voting the way you're voting, then don't vote. You should know why you're voting for who you're voting with, and that starts at the bottom of the ticket up. If you're voting for dog catcher, you should know why you're voting for who you're voting with. Like if you're in the park and you see dogs running around attacking people with children in strollers, then that dog catcher's not doing their job. So you should vote him or her out of office and get somebody that'll do the job. And if your judges aren't applying the law, then you should get them out and get somebody in that will. If the DA's not prosecuting the criminals, you should get them out and get somebody in that will. Or if you got a DA that's over prosecuting, I'm just saying, know who you're voting for. But here's what I truly, truly believe. I don't know that anybody's life, and I've been around a long time. I've been through a lot of presidencies. How our life turns out or doesn't turn out, at the end of those 4 years is pretty much going to be up to us. They can't make taxes so high that it's going to kill us or so low that it's going to turn us all into billionaires. It's up to us what we do. I believe in self-governance. And I have a feeling about how I think this is going to turn out and how I hope it's going to turn out. But either way, we have to help each other, and we got to make our own way in this world. And if you ever let it come between you and the person that you love, that would be a terrible tragedy. And you don't have to love everything about somebody to love them. If you let it create tension between you, that's terrible. Because let me tell you, I know a lot of people really high up in politics, and they ain't King Solomon. I'll guarantee you they don't have all the answers. None of them do. I've known Donald Trump for 20 years. He's not King Solomon. He's sincere and he's devoted and he's going to do the best that he can. But you absolutely shouldn't let it come between the two of you. And I really mean that. And I don't know Kamala Harris because she won't talk to me. And I've asked her every way I know how, and she won't talk to me. And I wish she would. And I hope she would, but don't let it come between you. Don't even let it almost come between you. Okay, who else has a question?
My name's Adam. This is James. This is my wife, Sarah. This is as nasty as it's ever been in my lifetime. Neither candidate really strikes me as making the effort needed to really unite people. What do we got to do when this is over to get beyond that and to actually start having fruitful conversations with people we disagree with and make our next cycles healthier?
Yeah. Hey, listen, everybody listen to what I'm going to say to him, because this will probably be the most important thing I say all day long, and I've been talking a lot today. Did y'all hear his question? Okay, he said, how is it you're so handsome? No, that wasn't exactly what he said. What he said is, what do we do when this is over? Because we've really become fractured, right? We've really become divided. The reason I said this may be the most important thing I've said all day, it starts with us. We have to decide that we're willing to listen to what people that disagree with us have to say, and we're willing to tell them, hey, I want to hear what you have to say. I may not agree with you, but I want to hear what you have to say, and I hope you'll hear what I have to say. And if you don't, that's okay. That's okay. I still want to hear what you have to say. We've gotten to the point where if we disagree with somebody and they're on a college campus, we boo them off the stage, or we demonstrate to keep them from speaking. That's not critical thinking. That's not how we learn. We have to decide, look, it's okay to disagree. That's what makes this country great. We have free speech, and it's not the government that's taking it away from us. We're muzzling each other. Isn't that crazy? It's not the government doing it. We're doing it to each other with cancel culture. We're doing it by canceling each other or assassinating each other's character on social media or whatever. We have to decide by managing our own house and saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to listen. And I don't care if it's about abortion or renaming a school or tearing down a statue. We have to decide, listen, I'm willing to hear you and not judge you and put you down and say bad things about you because of who you voted for or how you see an issue. We're all in this together. We're all Americans. I think one of the most important days in the history of this country was 9/12/2001. Not 9/11, 9/12, because 9/12 we were all Americans. And it took 9/11 to remind us we were all Americans. There weren't any Democrats and Republicans when those buildings came down. We were all Americans and we were all in this together. And you know what? We're all Americans today. And if Kamala Harris is elected president, she will be my president. And if Donald Trump is elected president, he will be my president. And I will support whoever is elected president. We're all Americans, and it starts with us. And if we start saying, hey, I disagree, but it's okay. You know, let's have a cup of coffee. Let's take a walk around the block. Let's talk about it. And it makes a difference if you do it. And I've got this network, Merit TV, and I invite both sides. And I treat everybody with dignity and respect. And that's what we have to do. And it starts with us. And I just think that's really, really important. Yes, sir.
So my name is Lanny, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity to talk to you, Dr. Phil. I've listened to you for many years and read your books. I've been a pastor for 40 years. And in addition to the divisions that we have within family, there's serious divisions taking place in the church today. And I wonder what advice you have for me and other pastors to handle the political division that's also affecting our churches. What should the pulpit be saying today?
Well, thank you for asking that. And I want to answer it two ways. There are several studies from different organizations that consistently say 49% of Christians say they are unlikely to vote in this election.
That's right.
And they give a number of reasons for that. But one of the highest reasons is they don't like either candidate. They think there's immorality on both sides. They think there's dishonesty on both sides, so they're just not going to vote. Well, listen, that's not a good choice. You cannot not choose. Think about it. If you come to a big crossroads out in the country and you're standing at this big crossroads, you can go straight ahead, or you can go back, or you can go to the left, or you can go to the right. But there's a fifth choice, and that fifth choice is to stand right in the middle of the intersection and just let life run you smooth over. Not choosing is a choice. And for Christians to say, I don't like the people, so I'm not going to choose. Well, not choosing is a choice. And you cannot do that and then complain about what happens for the next 4 years. You can't do that. So I think pastors have to use the pulpit to say, you have a sacred responsibility to use your voice, to stand up and speak up and vote your conscience. I think pastors have to say, when it comes time to vote, you've got to get every van, every car, every person, to get everybody that might not otherwise be able to do it to get out and vote in an informed way and vote their conscience. And when you do that, you have a pride in America. You have ownership. You've got a chip in the game. You've anteed up. And when you say, how do we close this divide? You've got to get people to put some skin in the game. And when you put that sticker on your lapel that says, I voted, okay, now you got the right to say something. Until you do, you don't have the right to say anything. We've got to get the evangelicals, the Christians, in the game. If we can increase the number of the Christian community that votes by 1%, they can drive the outcome of this election.
Amen.
Evangelicals can choose the President of the United States if they'll step up and do it.
Amen. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
All right, well, yes, right here.
My name's Dana. Talking about division between the two different parties, do you think that a big reason for that is because the way that the candidates have been talking about each other?
I do think that. That's a great question. I'm older than dirt, and when we used to be on the playground and would get in an argument and you'd run out of stuff to say, you'd just say, yeah, well, your mother wears army boots. You know, you just insult them in some way. And I think that's what it's gotten down to. It's like, I don't have anything to say policy-wise. I don't have anything to say intelligent. So anytime a debate deteriorates and they're out of things to say, they just start calling names. And that's what it's gotten down to. And that's when you know it's time to shut up. Too much time in the spotlight fades the suit. It's time to shut up and go home. You're just now name calling. And then everybody else starts doing the same thing. Poor example, poor statesmanship. They shouldn't be doing that. And we're better than that, and we need to be better than that. So it's a bad deterioration. Guys, I really want to thank you for coming out here. This is a wonderful place. Thank you for letting me be here. I just wanted to come and hear from Pennsylvania again. I've been bouncing around, and it's great. Thanks for letting me talk to you tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much. Well, the Merit TV bus ride through Pennsylvania was great. And I have to say, stopping at the Diener's Family Restaurant was great. I understood why people come from miles around to be there. The Cherry Crest Adventure Farms, what a great organization they have. 29 years they've been there doing this, and people just keep coming out. It's just wholesome, it's family, it's so much fun, and you meet really nice people, nice families there. And AAA buggy rides in Amish country were so accommodating, and they are so patriotic and love this country. When you hear about Pennsylvania and the swing state and all, you think about Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, but it's really the whole state. And these are nice, nice folks that are patriots. They care about this country. And I don't know, I guess if some state was going to have to be the determinant one, these people just seem to be a cross-section of America. I loved our time in Pennsylvania.